What's up, everyone? Just gotta wait till everyone gets here. There you go, Rich Mitch. You are first. I gotta check my hair here, apparently. How's everyone doing? Of course, it's Dave with Fragrance Bros. Just want to do a live video. Francisco, how you doing? Nose Candy, you're actually third or fourth. Hi, Prison Mike. How's everyone doing? Oh, Rocky from Spain, awesome. Thank you for joining. Nose Candy. Cali Reviews, how are you doing? Hey, everyone. If you want me to answer any of your questions, first, of course, you have the super chat button. It'll go straight to the top. I'm going to try to answer everyone's questions if you have any questions or whatever. But I just want to do a live video. I haven't done one in quite a while, so I want to do that. And I have some newer Clive Christians that just came out. What is this one? They gave me a sampler here. They contacted me. I saw that Robes 08 actually got the same thing, and it reminded me that I haven't tried these yet. So definitely want to try these out today. Any money in the super chat will go to my taco fund. Of course, I'll answer your questions first if you get up there. But I'm going to try to answer everyone's questions anyway. But or if you just want to donate. Who's Robes 08? I don't know. Some weird Canadian guy. Rich Mitch. Clive is overpriced. I guess it's just a matter of opinion. Bryson, your bottle of Pegasus came in today. Awesome. Jamie's. Well, I'll try to answer some of these. Some of your burning questions about Clive Christian today. I have 6 here that I'm going to try. If you have any other questions, just general Q&A, you can always just ask me anything too. Nose Candy, let's see. Hope you're doing well. I have a question about something I just discovered. Have you heard of the new Issei Miyake fragrance, Wood and Wood? Just saw it advertised. Yeah, I saw it. It looks like it's going to be woody. I don't know. I don't have really strong opinions about Issei Miyake generally. I mean, I like the original one. My son really likes it. He wears that one. I haven't smelled many of the flankers. I think it's just one of those lines that's just become like a flanker cash cow. They're not going to make anything new. They have their Pour Homme and their Pour Femme, and now they're just going to do flankers until the end of time. But Wood and Wood, I guess we'll see how it is. I'm probably not going to even try it, honestly, unless someone really just wants me to try it. Prison Mike, is Versace Eros a good choice for a high schooler cologne? Yeah, I think so. It has kind of just a little bit of that bologna cologne type of smell that's very familiar. It has kind of a Tonka apple thing going on. I don't love it, but for a high schooler kind of everyday wear, I think that's perfectly fine. Serapio Silva, hey, how are you doing? Sin of the day, Pinot Silvestre. Okay, there you go. I'm probably saying that wrong, aren't I? Encre Noir is underpriced, says Rich Mitch. Maybe. That's Serapio Silva. When will I review Pinot Silvestre? I don't know. Fragmental, what's up? How are you doing, man? Do I believe that Cetaphil is the best lotion to showcase alongside your Sin of the Day? I mean, Cetaphil is a great lotion. I love that. Thanks, Robes 08. Big fan of my channel. Awesome. Harpal Chauhan, probably saying your name wrong. I'm sorry about that. Do I believe the new Sauvage is worth it if I have the EDP? If you have the EDP. I haven't tried the new one. If you're talking about the pure perfume or whatever the absolutely new one is, I haven't tried that one. So I'm not sure yet. I'm going to try to get some. So I really want to make a video about it, but I'm not exactly sure. But my guess is if you have one of the Sauvages, buying a second one is probably really redundant. I think that the first one, the EDT, is the best version of the two that I've tried. The EDP was okay. I didn't find that it made a whole lot of difference for. I didn't find that it made a whole lot of difference performance-wise, but the EDT I think smells better. I think what they did with the EDP just kind of ruined it. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be what's happening with the pure perfume or whatever. I think that it's probably just going to be just okay. So we'll see. Pulse Points, jump up and kiss me smells really familiar. I can't put my finger on it. What do you get? I haven't smelled that one, so I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into that one. Hey, Andy, how are you doing, man? Francisco asked about Beach Hut Man, if I've tried it. I think I tried it a long time ago, and I thought it was okay. My thing is that I really don't like Amouage, honestly. I've tried a lot of Amouage, and there's only like one or two that I just really like, and that's it. I think the rest of the line, I can understand why people like them. I think that they're really well done fragrances. I just don't jive with that line. Almost nothing that they make really resonates with me. They're almost too weird or unwearable for me, and I don't really get the line. So, so Beach Hut Man was just another stinker for me. I think when I tried it, I don't remember many of the details, but I just remember being underwhelmed or feeling the same way that I normally feel about Amouage. All right, so let's try something real quick here. This one is called E from the private collection called Green Fuji Air from Clive Christian. See what it smells like. Fuji Air-like. I get like a balsam thing going on in there, which is really nice. Almost like, you know, like that pine tree type of thing. Maybe a little cypress. I'm not sure. That's good though. I like that one. All right, let's put that one down. Try another one real quick. Then I'll answer some more questions. All right. They give like instructions in like 15 different languages, which is pretty cool, I guess. They don't really say much. Whatever. All right, the next one is Gourmand Oriental. I'm guessing this is gonna smell really edible here. Let's try it. Probably gonna be some vanilla in there when you say Gourmand Oriental. Now that's interesting. There's like it's like a spice in there that is, what is that? It's like a warm spice. I get like a little bit of caramel in the background. Almost like maple syrup. Then some vanilla and there's amber in there. I can smell that. Sheldrake is better than Elena. I think you're just trying to pick a fight, Rich. Okay, now I know what this smells like. This smells similar to New Harlem. This one does. It smells similar to New Harlem, but better. So I like that. I haven't tried it on skin, of course, so my opinion may change whenever I try it to be completely different, but whatever. The Scent of Me. Sheldrake is better than everybody. He is a really good perfumer, though. See you later, Rich. All right, so let's go back and look here. See what see what we got going on. I missed a lot of comments here. AW says we need Jer. You know, Jer actually just moved back. He lived in Virginia for a while, and he just moved back in town. So we'll see. Maybe he'll come on as a guest sometime. But I'm not counting on it. We'll see. Kobayati says, is anyone tired of Creed? Creed, they're definitely in a slump. So is Tom Ford. The two fragrance houses that were at the top of their game back when the fragrance community first started, they're definitely in a slump. Fragmental, he's sitting in his camper van cooking dinner. Nice. Where are you right now? I guess you're camping. Andy DM has Black Afghano, which is his new favorite scent of all time. That's pretty cool. Serpio Silva asks, when is Ben Lee coming back on the channel? Ben Lee lives in Florida, so I'm not really sure. I like Ben a lot. He's a good friend of mine. I'm not really sure. Serapio Silva also asks, do I agree with the teachings of the fragrance guru that less is more? I mean, I think everyone is different. It's a hard question to answer because I don't disagree with that, but I don't fully agree with it. I think it depends on where you are. I think that fragrance needs to be contextual. Like, I think it needs to be it needs to fit within a certain context about, you know, what you're feeling that day, of course, what you're going to do with it. What are you going to do with the fragrance? Where are you going? How is it going to be appropriate for the setting that you're in? I think that really determines what you need to, how you need to wear your fragrance. There are certain times when less has to be more, but there are other times when I would say no. There's kind of like the sentiment where people say that you need to not be smelled by other people, and I would disagree with that. I think, again, context matters, but just, you know, I just disagree with the people who say, you know, you need to wear a fragrance that needs to be super light, one spray, you know, walk into the spray, stuff like that. Andy DM asks, how long Black Afghano lasts on me? It lasts a long time on me, upwards of like 18 hours. Bye, Harpal. He says his break is over. glad I pronounced your name okay. Glad I didn't butcher it. The Sense of Me. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Sense of Me. I like your channel. No pause, wow. Glad to be here. Well, glad you're here. All right, let's see here. Let's see if I have any questions here. No pause, well. Do I remember the first Clive Christian fragrance I reviewed? The first one I think was V, Clive Christian V, I think, right? I don't remember. I think the first one that I reviewed was not a positive review. I think it was just okay. Ronnie Joseph, good morning. Doing pretty good. It's a nice day outside. It's like 94 degrees outside. I'm gonna stay inside. No pause. Wow. What was the name of the other dude who used to be the other fragrance bro? That was Steve-O. He's a good friend of ours too. He lives actually just right down the street from me, which is pretty cool. He quit really early. I think just because he was not into it. He wasn't into it at the level that I was into it. So when I went to him with the idea of starting a channel, I think he ran with it because I have lots of opinions on that. I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but he was just not into it. Andy DM, the only true Tom Ford he likes is Tobacco Oud. Tobacco Oud is pretty good. It's not my favorite, but I can see why I can see why there's only like a couple of really good fragrances from Tom Ford. There's, the only Tom Ford I really wear right now is Grey Vetiver. I don't ever wear Tobacco Vanilla. I have a decant of it. I don't ever wear Tuscan Leather. I got tired of those really quick. I should say the other one that I also really wear is Oud Wood, but I only wear Oud Wood in the fall when it gets kind of cool or even cold. Fragmental says he's camping in Turnbridge Wells near London. Awesome. Really cool. Ronnie, I will do. Will do, absolutely. Ronnie, let me know the name of your orphanage. Send me an email at daver@fragranceBros.com if you could. Marho 1 million. Hello from Italy. Hello. Serapio Silva, why did I stop doing 12 doc? 12 doc, not a lot of people really got interested in it. That's the funniest thing. You do a big giveaway and you don't get many views for it. The way that I approach a giveaway is that I have a lot of stuff that I'm giving away for free. What I want in return is some kind of, the way I see it is like an investment into my channel by giving these things away. So the reason I stopped doing 12 doc is because people, for whatever reason, they don't value something if it's given away for free. And this is what I found. This is just true. This is just true with life, with everything. People do not value something if it's free. So people get fatigued with giveaways, as funny as that sounds, all the time. And that was the case with 12 doc. I found that it was a lot of work to put into giving something away, and few people really valued it. So if no one is interested in it, and it costs me a lot of money to ship everything all over the world, and a lot of time spent to do it, it's just, I'm not going to do it. So 12 doc is over. Christian V, if I had to guess Jer's scent of the day, what would it be? I don't know. I'm not sure what it would be. I don't know what he's wearing at the moment. I remember he was talking to me about getting Sauvage. I think he was asking me about Sauvage, which one is the better one, Sauvage EDP or EDT? And I thought I had EDP, but I don't anymore. And he was asking about buying it, and I told him that I would give it to him if I had it, but I don't have it. So I guess it's not Sauvage. Andy DM asks, what is my opinion on Paco Rabanne fragrances? I'm not a real fan of them, but my nephew loves them. I mean, I think that's my case too. I mean, I think that's another one of those houses that I think they play it really safe. They go for really mainstream releases, and they have their own kind of crowd, that likes their fragrances, whether it be 1 million or Invictus, whatever. I don't like either of those. But I find that, there are occasions when even a broken clock is wrong twice a day. So like, what was it? 1 million Privé I thought was brilliant. It's a great gourmand fragrance, even though I hate the original 1 million. So yeah. Not my favorite, but I don't know how old your nephew is. I'm assuming when you say your nephew, he's a younger guy. Paco Rabanne is perfect for younger guys because I think it's one of those houses that it's mainstream enough to get a lot of people's attention that don't really have a grasp on what good fragrances are. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. Everyone is, I'm gonna be talking more about this in more videos, because I have a bunch of video ideas in my head about topics. And everyone is stupid, everyone. We're all stupid at something. And one of the things that the general world is stupid at is fragrances. They're stupid. And that's not their fault, because we've all been stupid about fragrances. But people will buy fragrances that just have a smell, even though they're not good. It doesn't have to even be good. It just has to smell like something, and people will buy it. If you wear it, people will compliment you on it because they're stupid. And because it just has a smell. That's it. Not because it's good, just because it smells like something. And again, I'm not being demeaning about particular people, because I am stupid about things that I don't understand either. So we all have this problem. But Paco Rabanne is just one of those houses that they sell fragrances because of people's stupidity about what is good. No, Poswell, have you ever smelled Green Valley by Creed? I have not. I was just talking to Dan Mish about it. He says it's one of his favorite Creed fragrances, and I've really got to try that. He says he loves it. So I'm gonna have to get a decant of it somewhere. Olfactory Records says, what is my favorite pure incense fragrance? Mostly frankincense. That is a good question. I have to think about it. There's not a whole lot of frankincense fragrances that I have. One that I can think of off the top of my head that I have is by Atelier d'Ors, because I have a review of this coming, but it's called Larmes du Désert, and it's amazing. It's basically amber and frankincense, and it smells incredible, incredible. It's more, I would say it's more on the amber side, so it's not pure incense and it's not pure frankincense, but it's in that direction, and I really like that. I really like frankincense. But I don't have a lot of frankincense fragrances. I'm not huge into fragrances, into incense itself. So even though I do really like frankincense, I don't really have like an application to where I can really wear it to its fullest. So I don't really have many of them. Rich, you're back. Watt Birder, greetings from Ireland. Hey, greetings. Man, I would love to go to Ireland. TrueDat says, Aventus Cologne is growing on me. I wouldn't pay full retail. I bought 100 ml for $205. Cool. Aventus Cologne, it's not bad in that it smells bad. I just don't think it's good for Creed. So it is an okay smelling, expensive fragrance. But I can see why it grows on people, because it has a very pleasant type of smell. But that's about it. Oh man, got a lot of comments. And again, guys, I should have the super chat open. So if you want to donate for my taco fund, you definitely can. Of course, I'll get your question right away. But if not, no worries. I'm going to try to answer all the questions I can. Andy DM, he says he has a fragrance that smells like By Killian Back to Black, but it's by a company called Essence, and it does smell amazing. Okay, is it a clone house? Nose candy fragrance, 2 more questions. Number 1, Still Life or Still Life in Rio, if you can only have one. Second question, music related. I went to Glastonbury Festival this year, and if you went, who would be your dream 3 headliners? Oh boy. Oh man, that is a hard question. Okay, first question, for Still Life or Still Life in Rio, if I can only have one, Still Life. I think Still Life is incredible. I think it has just one of the best citrus openings. It's just an incredible citrus scent. I gave some for my wife, and my wife wears it. I think it's more of a unisex scent. It might be even designated as masculine scent, but I definitely think that women can wear it too. That's not your question though. But Still Life in Rio is really good though. Still Life in Rio has more of a softer type of feel with a little bit more of a lime presence. I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of a Brazilian cocktail. I forgot the name of it, but I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of that type of feel. I'm not really sure. They're both really good. I think Still Life is better. Music related, if I had 3 dream headliners, who would it be? Okay, so this one band is one of my favorite bands, and it's a Canadian band. It's called Big Wreck. Big Wreck would have to be on there. It just have to be on there. Number 2, man. Who would be my second? Man. Oh, it's got to be AC/DC, right? AC/DC's got to be on there. That would be sick. And then number 3. I don't know. Number 3. Who would be my third one? Man, that's hard. When you ask it like that, it's hard to choose. I have so many so many choices to choose from. I don't know. I'd give the third choice to you. I think those 2 would be my first 2 though, for sure. Oh man, so many questions. Okay. Ronnie Joseph, please do. Send me an email. Sharpio Silva, asking good questions today. It says, David, why do you stop collaborations with other YouTubers? The main reason is because of the time involved. And again, it was one of those things where time involved didn't give the end result that I wanted. So I like doing the collaborations, but the collaborations together were so much work in editing to do. Whereas, and then the turnaround time was a lot longer. So if I wanted to do a video on something that was brand new, I'd have to coordinate with another reviewer. Of course, we have to get the times together. Then we have to get multiple videos to make it worth our time. Then we have to go back and forth sending files and doing all that kind of thing. And then have to actually edit it, which takes the longest time. So the turnaround time to do something new would be a lot longer. Whereas if I just do a video on my own, then I can do a turnaround time in no time at all. I can do one video and then publish it that day if I want to, whereas where that makes a lot more sense. And the other reason is because even though I like doing a lot of collaborations with other reviewers, I didn't find that it made a difference with my audience. So I like having the back and forth conversation with people, but I think that the type of content that the fragrance community is looking for right now is not long form content. I think long form content is just not really interesting to the fragrance community anymore. So I didn't see a huge difference in the views between what I do now by myself and doing collaborations. So in the end, I just had to say, it's just not worth the extra time. If it's not going to be any extra reward for the effort, I'm just going to do what I do. And every once in a while, I'll get a comment about it, but it's hardly ever. So that just kind of just proves that I was right. Serapio Silva, I would love if you had a threesome with Christo and Eugene. Okay. David For God 78, has Guerlain Homme been discontinued? I've heard that it has. I can't verify though. Francisco Velez will also help with that charity. Hope to Millions is Ronnie Joseph's charity, the orphanage. Jungmin Huang, you don't do comedic reviews these days? I do. I have some funny content coming. I have a lot of good ideas coming. Richard Back, are there any fragrances that make you feel ill? I love Valentino Uomo Intense, but have found it makes me really queasy. I wouldn't say ill. I haven't found any fragrances that make me feel ill. There are definitely fragrances that kind of throw me off that day, that make me feel out of place. I don't own any that I can think of. Or at least I don't have any in my core collection. I may have some fragrances here in the to be reviewed drawer, but I don't have any fragrances in my personal collection. The Sense of Me, Paco has amazing classics though. That's true. That is very, very true. They just changed course in the last decade or two. Victor Huerta, Baccarat 540 in the summer. Why not? Everything smells like Baccarat 540. Rich Mitch, have I smelled Dune? I have. It's a good book, one of my favorite books by Frank Herbert. Smells like a good book. Kidding. The actual fragrance, it's okay. I can see why it was discontinued. It's nothing special to me anyway. The War and SJWs ask, what's the biggest problem you see in FragCom? I think the biggest problem is not a lot of original content. I think most of the content that comes out in the fragrance community as reviewers is just the same content over and over, just recycled. And I don't necessarily think it's their fault. I think it's also YouTube's fault. They make it to where the creator has to chase views instead of actually making content that they want to make a lot of times, or until they get into a position where they can make whatever they want to make. So I think that's the biggest thing. Also, too, a lot of yes men in the community, where a lot of reviewers aren't looking at things critically. They're just looking at making a video about it just because it's a hot topic at the time, but not really giving a critical opinion about it. Just saying, it's okay, I like it, and not saying anything bad about it if it's bad. But I think there's also the audience. I think there's some faults in the audience too. I think, one thing that is a problem in the audience is chasing after compliments. I think that's a major downside with the community at large right now, fragrance community as an audience viewing. They always ask two things I get a lot is if they need to see the bottle, and why would they care about a fragrance that doesn't get compliments, or if my review is bad about or critically negative about a fragrance, that they say it's a bad review because they get compliments. Well, like I said, everyone is dumb, and everyone is dumb. You will get compliments from somebody, but who cares? I don't think you should wear a fragrance because you want compliments. You should wear it because you like it and you think that it smells great and it makes you feel good about yourself, not because other people give you compliments. So that's a major downside with the fragrance community, both of those things. Or maybe three of those things, whatever I said. It's a bug. Tuscan Sam 08. Hey, Dave, just taking the opportunity to say thanks for sharing the fragrance journey. My favorite amber Profumo Del Forte Vintage Mediterranean. So hot, can't wait for fall. I can't wait for fall either, man. Looking forward to it. Thank you for your kind words. Really appreciate it. Jungmin Huang, Byredo Bal d'Afrique versus Atelier Cologne Vetiver Fatale. I think Vetiver Fatale is much better. It's cheaper, but I think it's just better. Bal d'Afrique has a kind of cool, almost like hay-like dry quality that's interesting about it, but I like Vetiver Fatale more. What do I think? Let's see. Mithril asks, what do I think about old school Paco Rabanne? I haven't smelled a lot of old school because most of my time in the fragrance community has been new school Paco Rabanne. So I haven't smelled a lot. So I don't really have an opinion on that, really. Wattbirder, given that most houses are following the endless flanker trend, what house do you have the most respect for, designer in particular? I mean, I think it's hard. I think as far as designer, I still really like Dior. I think most of the time they just produce really good fragrances. Chanel is another one that is just up there that always has really great choices in what they release. Now, both of those houses make flankers, but they always do a really good job of it. I think that, and they also tend to set the trend about what comes next. So both of them have kind of chased, it seems like both of them are kind of vying for the pole position there. So I think right now, Dior is leading right now with Sauvage. They've kind of set the trend right now, but I think that's a good thing for them. So that's pretty good. Kwahi Nice. Good afternoon, Daver. Hey, how are you doing? Kravis123. Hey. Kwahi Nice. Do I remember when 2 members of the Fragcom sold dozens of fake Raja bottles to the community? I do not. I heard that. I heard about that somewhere, but I don't know. I don't really know anything about that. Mira asked, do I like Issei Miyake fragrances? I like them. I think that L'Odyssée Pour Femme and L'Odyssée Pour Homme are good. And then after that, like I said earlier, they just stopped. Kravis123, please try Aura Maria by Lorenzo Vioresi. I love it. Will do, excuse me. Kwahi Nice, I think Rene Zayas has become aggressive in his opinions toward other YouTubers. Your thoughts? I like Rene. Rene's a good friend of mine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. And no one's above criticism. I think if he has certain aggressive opinions towards other YouTubers, he may have reasons for that, and I don't criticize him for that. But he is a YouTuber, so I mean, he has skin in the game. So I think that if he has any opinions about it, it's coming from a place of ownership and not just from a place of having nothing to say. So I think Rene Zayas, I don't know. He may have personal experience with some YouTubers that I don't have. And that may be part of it. That may be a lot of what is going on. Ooh, got a notification there. But Rene is always has great taste, so I love Rene. Rich Mitch, your Bois d'Argent review made me seek it out to try it. Now I got a 450 ml and a 125 ml. Free hasn't made a large purchase that day. That's awesome. Man, I still love that fragrance. That is just one of my go-tos for fall and winter. It's just wonderful. Daniel He, Rasasi Darij versus Rasasi Hawass versus Rasasi Shura. Which one do you guys recommend the most? I haven't tried any of them. All right, let's see. See you later, Adam. Sense of Me. Thank you for stopping by, man. James Dean, any new fragrance houses you're excited about? Yeah, I'm trying to think of the new ones. I really like the Neanderthal fragrances that I tried. I did a first impressions and unboxing type of video, and then I forgot about making a review of them. I lose fragrances sometimes. I'm actually going to make a video about the lost fragrances that I have. But Neanderthal is one of them that that I'm really excited about. I think they have just an incredible concept, just a complete concept. They think of everything, and Neanderthal is one of them. There's some other new fragrance houses that I'm really excited about too. I just can't think of what they are. Sometimes when you get on-spot questions, you can't immediately think of what it is. Nose Candy, AC/DC is a very good shout. I'll give Big Rec a listen. My top three would be Daft Punk, Led Zeppelin, and Queen. Oh yeah. Okay, so I would love Led Zeppelin, but I don't think they're together, so I didn't choose them. Queen would be great, but of course, Freddie Mercury is no longer with us, so I didn't choose him. But yeah, Daft Punk would be really cool too. Big Rec is amazing. I love Big Rec. They're actually just coming out with a new album in September, so I can't wait. They have 3 songs that are incredible. Mr. Miami Cuddles, said of the day, Florist Honey Oud, great for indoors. I love Honey Oud by them, it's great. Bastian Schmidt says, do I speak a foreign language? No, not really. I mean, I spoke some Spanish when I was in high school, and I really got into that at the time, but I don't live in an area that has a very predominant Spanish second language here, so never really got to use it much, so I kind of lost it. Maybe one day. Serapio Silva, my thoughts on the whole "sent me" phenomenon. I think it's an excuse for a cheap selfie. I mean, it is, of course. It is. It's just people being people, wanting a little bit of attention. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'll probably never do it unless it's just a joke. Fonzizi B, what is my opinion on Clive Christian Creation E? I've smelled it on a card, and it smelled like syrup, maple syrup. You know, I actually just tried it. I have the E's right here, the samples, and I smelled maple syrup in it too. What's funny is the one that I got, I think you're talking about the Gourmand Oriental, because that one to me smelled a lot like maple syrup, smelled a lot like Bond Number 9, New Harlem. At least on paper it did. So speaking of, let's try some more real quick. I've got, let's see, 21 Art Deco Noble Collection, Cypress. Guessing there's going to be Cypress in this. Oh, that's very nice. Wow. Get a nice citrus opening, like a green citrus opening that's a little bit bitter and then woody at the same time. That's really nice. That's a good one. Like that one. So yeah, Cypress, excellent. All right, let's try this one here. Hedonistic. Ooh, it's got like almost like a candy type thing going on. What is that? At this point, having smelled a few fragrances, my nose may be broken already. I get like almost like a candied musk type thing. Cherry, maybe? Is it cherry? It's probably cherry. Interesting. Two more. All right. Clive Christian C, Private Collection Woody Leather. That's what it is. Okay, so, okay. Jump Up and Kiss Me. That was the one that everyone was saying. I got that from. Okay. Jump Up and Kiss Me was the one that was the hedonistic one. So this one is Clive Christian C, Woody Leather. Let's try this. Yeah, I mean, that smells, of course, like Tuscan leather. Yeah, of course. Just like everyone says it does. All right, let's try this one. Clive Christian 1872, Citrus Woody. It's okay. It's a typical kind of Italian citrus, hard citrus thing going on. Citrus Woody. Smelled this 100 times. Rather get, rather get a Colognes fragrance than get that, I guess. All right, let's see, get some more questions going on here. A lot of questions. Thank you, guys. Serapio Silva, when I said threesome, I meant three-way. Three-way? Three-way video collaboration with Christo and Eugene. Yeah, I know what you meant. I was just giving you a hard time. That'd be really cool. I like those guys a lot. What I really like about them is they're the exact opposite of what, they're not yes men. They're the exact opposite of the problem going on in the fragrance community. If they think something smells bad, they'll say it and they'll explain why. And that's really what I like about their opinions. They not only just say their opinions, but they explain their opinions. So I think that's the most important thing. Archie M, what's up? Shout out from Poland. Hey, greetings. Quite nice. You remember when someone made a fake Mugler Pure Plum Photoshop and a YouTuber fell for it? I do not remember it, but that is funny. Mr. Miami Cuddles, David, have you ever heard of Smells Fishy? He was a YouTube fragrance reviewer. I don't remember the name. I'm probably subscribed to him if he was an older one. But I don't remember. Does he still make videos? All right, let's see here. Looking through here. I see a lot of comments and conversation, which is all good. I'm trying to see if there's any questions here. Jongmin Huang, have I been abroad recently? Did you see the duty-free shop? I have not. So I haven't traveled internationally in a few years. The last time I did was about 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago. That was before my son was born. I went to Greece with my wife. That was pretty cool. I shouldn't say it was pretty cool. Greece was amazing, but I didn't go to any duty-free shops, though. Justin R. David, I just did 6 billion push-ups. Intense. Good job. Serapio Silver says, the worst fragrance I've smelled this year. I mean, honestly, I think you know what the worst fragrance I smelled this year was. And I think you know why. It was just that bad. What's funny is whenever I reviewed that fragrance, a lot of people got the same thing I got. I wasn't sure if people were going to smell what I smelled, but everyone was saying they got mothballs too. AW, you must choose one, GIT or T for 2. I mean, GIT for me. I think it's more wearable most of the year. T for 2 is incredible, though, and it's one of my favorite fragrances. It's just an incredible scent, but it would be Green Irish Tweed for me. Mr. Miami Cuddles, anyone have thoughts on Oudin? Oudin is incredible. Oudin is one of the best Xerjoffs, bar none. It's just one of the best. Excuse me. Serapio Silva, did you hear about newbie YouTuber Abram Bolos, who unfairly bashed Beverly Hills Perfumery? No, but I think that's funny. Now I want to go look at his review. Ken Williams is here now. Okay, if everyone doesn't know about Serapio Silva and Ken Williams, some people think he's the same person, or she. I'm not really sure if it's he or she. Probably he. And they have a... I'm not going to say that he is a troll or they are a troll, but very, very funny. I'll say that. So the fact that Serapio Silva is on here and Ken Williams is really funny. Ken Williams says, "Hi, Dave. I've been away from the community for too long." Justin R. Whoa, spoiler warning. I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet, Daver. Oh, man. I just ruined it for you. That's terrible. And that is a dark joke. Jungmin Huang, I heard the guitarist of AC/DC got Alzheimer's. Do you mean which guitarist? The one, not Angus, right? Angus Young, or was it, why do I forget his name? Malcolm Young. Malcolm Young died a few years ago. Mr. Miami Cuddles, I am way behind on the comments. Jacked and Juicy Sequence, who smelled Parfums de Marly Cologne yet? I have not. I'm hoping to get a sample of that pretty soon, though. Archie M, have you tried Valentino Very? What do you think about it? I have not. Valentino, another one of those houses where I don't really seek them out unless it's something that just gets big. Serapio Silva, my favorite type of video shootouts, videos where the shootouts with Jer, bring those back. I might, just depends. Not really sure. Olfactory Records, OMG New Harlem, LOL. Do you remember when that was a huge thing on YouTube? Oh yeah, definitely. It was so big at the time. It's a good fragrance. I got tired of it though. Ken Williams, am I the only one who thought this Q&A video was Daver interviewing Clive Christian? I may have worded it that way to be a little bit vague. Serapio Silva, I do enjoy Lord of Goathorn. Should you revisit it? Worth a review? Definitely not. Not doing that ever again. Cali reviews, at what price does cost start becoming a factor when buying a bottle? That's different with every person. I can't say that it should be a set price. It depends on what your budget is, really. Like at what point at what point in your life was $5 a big deal? At what point was $20 a big deal, or $100? I mean, I think there's different points in your life when you have more money or less money that you can spend. And if you have no money at the end of the month, then any fragrance at all is going to be too expensive and not worth buying a bottle. But if you have, a good bit of money left over at the end of the month and you want to treat yourself, then whatever that money you have, maybe all of it could go to buying a fragrance. So I don't know. Sharpio Silva, why did I stop decanting? Was it a moneymaker for you? I mean, I made a little bit of money off of it, not a whole lot, but why did I stop? Mostly because it was harder to fill the splits. I think there was a lot more splitters that started to creep up, and so it got really kind of crowded. So filling a split was really difficult. If there was a new fragrance that I was interested in splitting, it would be really difficult to find an audience for it. But then, on the other hand, if you wanted to try to fill something up, then you'd have to go for something that was like a guaranteed split that was going to fill up, like something that was really popular. But then after you do that so many times, then it starts to dwindle in the demand. So it became too hard to really do it anymore. So, and I didn't want to buy a lot of juice and then just have a lot of juice left over. Like right now, I have juice left over from splits that I had a while back that I just have sitting in the shelf. I need to sell. And I've been trying to sell, but, whatever. So that's why I stopped. KCC, hi from Spain. Hey, how you doing? Jungmin Huang, have I tried Maison Margiela's Whispers and the Library? Have not. I haven't tried anything from them. And that's been one brand that I've really wanted to try recently. I've had some friends that really like their line. So I'm definitely going to try to look into that line in the future. That's gonna be one I'm going to check out. I like, that sounds intriguing. So I'll definitely check out that one. David, did you know an Instagram account called the Cynic Clown? He attacked a bunch of people, including me. I do. I've seen him before. I think he's just someone who doesn't like the fragrance community at large. He may even be in this chat at some point. I don't know. But he'll make videos about other people. Again, he's entitled to his opinion. Abdel Salam Rafat, greetings from Egypt. Hey, how you doing? Mithril, favorite discontinued designer fragrance. Oh boy, favorite discontinued designer fragrance. Man. Well, at one point, I know Pure Malt by Mugler was discontinued, and that was really good. I don't know if I have a favorite discontinued scent necessarily. Stefan Sorensen, hey Daver, hey, how are you doing? Beef Curtain 69, Fragrance 1, Grandma's Closet for men. That's funny. Jacked and Juicy Sequence, SOTD, Scent of the Day. Aquadesma by Oditali. Pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Bastian Schmid says, have you thought of mixing my own fragrance with your preferred notes? I would like to try, but ingredients are just too expensive. I mean, I've thought about it before, but one thing that I've told people, this is kind of the question that you get a lot as someone who reviews a lot. And you get the question, have you ever thought about making your own fragrance? As if that's the kind of next step or logical conclusion to doing all this reviewing. And most of the time I say, I've thought about it, but haven't given it serious thought because I'm not super interested in that because it's a separate discipline. So the way I see it is creating a fragrance and being a reviewer or a critic of fragrances is as different as creating a movie and being a movie critic. So they're two separate disciplines. You know, there are people who can create a movie, and it may be good or bad, and maybe they don't know what a bad movie is, but they know how to make a movie. And then there are people who know what good movies are, but they can critique it and tell you why it's good or bad and recognize the what it's like, but they can't make a movie. They're two separate disciplines. And the ingredients are really expensive, so getting into it is difficult. Sam Bear, where's the other guy doing reviews with you? I'm assuming you mean Jer. He moved away to Virginia, and he just moved back, but he's not really interested in reviewing professionally like I am. Lester Fernandez, Dave, I accidentally my entire bottle of cologne. Is it dangerous? Well, I hope you haven't accidentally your entire bottle. If you have, you need to the doctor. Archie M. Jer was funny. Yeah, you're right. Namo 730. I have not smelled any fragrances from Clive. See, how are they? Worth the price tag? Worth the price tag is hard to say. It just depends on how much you like it and how much money you have. They're very expensive, so it may be out of someone's price range, you know, regardless of how they smell. But I think that they're pretty good. I've tried a few here, and I think they're really good. Clive Christian C smells like, you know, Tuscan leather. And they have some other ones here. My favorite one was out of the ones that I tried here, my favorite one was the 12 Art Deco Noble Collection, Cypress. That was the one that I liked the most. That was really good. I'll smell it again. Can't believe no one asked me about my scent of the day yet. Smelling the new version of Montal Cafe Rose. Is that what it's called? It's the new Montal coffee scent, Ristretto Cafe Rose or something like that. I forgot. It's really good. If you like Cafe Rose, very similar, but with more of a present coffee note. Sarpio Silva says, it seems that YouTubers no longer review obscure or vintage fragrances. I still love your review of Fusion Sacré by Obscure Majd de Bacali. I mean, I can't say if that's true or not. I'm not really sure. I see your point. I think that most people are trying to kind of chase views, chase the algorithm. Fusion Sacré, man, that was a weird fragrance. Still don't like that one. Lester Fernandez, I don't understand why some people trash the house of Bond number 9. They say the CEO is a bad person. Maybe she is. I don't know. I try to separate my opinion of a person who has the company apart from the products of the company. Doesn't really matter to me. Laser Solash. Hey, Dave, longtime viewer, first-time commenter. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for commenting. Abdel Jalil GH. Hi from Algeria. Hey, how are you doing? Black Sunlight. What's with the fake background? You're right. It's totally just a wall back here. You can see it moving around. Archie M, what discontinued fragrance would you like to bring back? For me, it would be David Off Good Life. Discontinued fragrance. Probably several. There's a couple from Dior's Privé line that I would really like to bring back. One that I've really wanted to try because my mother really liked it was Magi Noir. And I believe that was, who was that by? Was it by Lancôme? I think it was by Lancôme. And I don't even know if it's any good. I've never tried it, but my mom always raved about it. She's always said it was like the best fragrance she's ever smelled. And so you can't find it anymore. So I've always wanted to try that one. Zhongmin Huang. What is my favorite mint fragrance? My favorite mint fragrance is St. Julep by Imaginary Authors. There's probably some more that I really like, but I think they do the mint really well. Laser Soloche recently came across the houses of Thamine and Fragrance Dubois. Your thoughts on those houses? I haven't tried Fragrance Dubois, but I've seen it a lot on Instagram, especially with Rene Zayas. He has some pictures of their line. He has like a lot of them. I've seen like, he has like, how many does he have? He has like 8 or 10, something like that. So that alone has sparked my, my interest in that line, but I haven't tried any, any from them. Haven't tried Thamine either. Black Sunlight, why is this posted as live on YouTube when it is pre-recorded? That is a great question. I don't know how I could figure out your question before you asked it. It's amazing. Lester Fernandez asked, have you heard of the concept volunteer brand ambassador? There are some for MDCI and Xerjoff in the community. I haven't, but that doesn't surprise me. There's brand ambassadors for a lot of different brands. It's nothing new, and this is part and parcel, I think, with the whole influencer type of space. And I have a lot of comments on that are mixed. I think I agree with both sides on the whole influencer thing. Volunteer brand ambassador. As a brand, you want to have brand ambassadors. You want to have those type of influencers that are going to talk about your brand in the best possible light, that are using your brand and are familiar with it. You want those type of people. As a consumer, those type of people can be really valuable if of course, if they disclose what they're doing. If everyone knows that you're a brand ambassador and you're speaking on behalf of the brand, they already know that you're probably not going to be critical of the brand. So that in itself is good. So I think that if they're disclosing that they're a brand ambassador, then it's fair game. If someone's a brand ambassador and they're not disclosing it, then that becomes a problem, because then they're giving the talking points from the brand without disclosing why they're doing it. Serapio Silva, do I have a Facebook group, or what group are you most active in? I do not have a fragrance group. I'm not really active in groups on Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I've kind of stopped doing Facebook as much as possible. I reluctantly do it with my channel, but I'm phasing out of Facebook as much as I can. AAMM, a cologne that smells nice, but people can't tell you're wearing one. Similar to a pleasant scent that your body produces naturally, not like sweat or bad BO. So I think that one, I see what you're saying, like a really close scent, some people say a skin scent. One that I really like is Eau d'Adrienne by Annick Goutal. That one's really good. There's other ones that I really like. Some by Atelier Cologne are great for that. A lot from Atelier Cologne are great for that. There's a few from Imaginary Authors that are really good for that, like Pomelo Paradis, Mosaic, St. Julep. All those are really good, kind of closer scents for that, I think. Jungmin Huang, what is my scent today? Well, I think I just answered it. It's the Ristretto Cafe Rose by Montal. Callie reviews Mancera or Montal. I don't know. They're both kind of the same. Both sides the same coin. They're kind of a very similar thing. I would just say it just depends on what fragrances there are. I like both of them, really. I prefer the bottles of Mancera, though. I like the bottles and the glass bottles. I don't really like the aluminum bottles that Montal has, and I don't like that little dangly doodad that you have to, the collar that you have to pull out every time you spray it. I don't really care for that. But they're both good houses. Yeah, it just kind of depends. They both have some fragrances that are just stunners, and then they have other ones that are just stinkers. So, oh, and another thing about Montal, the bottle that they have is not 100 ml volume. It's like 120 mils or something like that. So it can be completely full, and then when you move it, it's like it just shakes in there. I hate that. Serapio Silva, your opinion on clone houses? Is it basically theft of intellectual property? Well, I'm not a copyright lawyer, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. I would think that if they're getting away with it, that there's probably some loophole that they're getting away with, so it's probably not necessarily theft or intellectual property. And from what I understand, like, you really can't copyright a smell. You can copyright a formula, but there's more than one way to scale a mountain with fragrance. You can get to kind of the same point by going different directions with a formula. So clone houses, I don't know what they're doing, but somehow they're getting to the same point by going in a different direction, probably a cheaper direction. Me personally, my thoughts on clone houses, I do not care for them, just because I don't like the idea that someone else is going out there and copying your idea and selling it for cheaper. Even, now, some of these clone houses, they make kind of their own versions or mixes of them. And I think that's cool. I think that's fine. I think that's interesting in how they're doing it. But if they're going out there and just copying something, I don't like that. Bastian Schmid, thanks for answering my earlier questions. Best regards from Cologne. Cologne, Germany. Always enjoy smiles and positive attitude. Thank you, Bastian. Appreciate it. Namo 730 has to leave. No problem, man. I'll have this up. It'll go live. It'll be archived on my channel, so you can go back and watch it. Bastian Schmidt, if I haven't tried yet, try Etro Man Rose and Acqua di Parma Sandalo. Sounds good. I'll definitely try that. Liel Sinai, what's the origin of the name Daver? Oh, thank you for asking. I don't think I've really gotten this question that much. So back when I was in high school, I had a group of friends I was really close with. We're actually going to meet together pretty soon. My friend Jeremy, partner on the channel, previously was part of that group. And so there was this band, and they were called K-N-O-W. They're called No Da Verbs. K-N-O-W-D-A verb, V-E-R-B, R-S, or V-E-R-B-S. So we had a friend of ours saw that, and they said, "What's No Daver BS?" And so from then on, as a joke one day, someone this is how just kind of nicknames happen. You don't ask for it. They just somehow just stick to you. They just find you. And so my friend Jeremy, he said, we went to the same high school. So I came in one morning, and he said, hey, No Daver BS. And I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. And so then it got shortened to Daver, and that stuck. And then that one has always kind of, now no one really calls me Daver in real life, but that name still has followed me around at different points in life. I remember at one point I worked at a music store here in town, and people would call me Dave or Dave a lot. So that was just a common nickname for me. Olfactory Records. They still sell Magie Noir in the UK. Easy to send it over if you want it. Yes, sir. I definitely want to try that. Send me an email, daver@fragranceBros.com, and I will definitely take you up on that offer. See if I can. If you have a sample, I'll take a sample. If not, I can see if I can get a bottle, and then we'll arrange that. Jay Ness, hey Daver, love your vids. One of the few honest reviewers out there. I got my nose on Bulgari Wood Neroli today. What a disappointment. Oh, it is? And you just did one of my pet peeves real quick on Bulgari with the V in there. Oh, I hate when people spell Bulgari with a V. No offense, Jay Ness. Wood Neroli was a disappointment. Now that disappoints me though. I was wanting that to be good. George Fernando, hey Dave, do you genuinely hate Jeremy's fragrance, or is it just because you have a beef with him? Okay, so two things. The fragrance itself, I think, is not good. So I wouldn't say that I hate it, but I would say it's definitely not good. I'm definitely not going to wear it again. So everything that I said was true. And do I have a beef with him? I don't think I have a beef with him. I really disagree with a lot of things that he's done and said. He's threatened me through email. So there you go. Lester Fernandez, I think Parfums de Marly is practically a clone house. Everything they make is a copy of other houses' successful releases. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that what they're doing may be riffs of certain fragrances, but I don't necessarily think they're a clone house. I think what they're doing is that they're making fragrances that are following certain trends, but I don't think that they're making clones. So, like when Sauvage came out, or Bleu de Chanel, or Acqua di Gio, these are all leaders, and they were number one. They set the trend for that time in perfumery. And then everything after that made fragrances that were going on that type of that type of vibe. So I think Parfums de Marly is doing a similar thing. They're not making fragrances that are pushing the boundaries. They're trying to make really wearable fragrances. I think what they're doing, I think, is smart. They're going after kind of these mainstream big hits, but they're doing it in a very Parfums de Marly way. Every time I smell it, they always smell really, really expensive. That's saying something. But not all their fragrances smell like clones. Some of them do something, but just in a slightly different. Some of them maybe have some similarity in some way, but aren't clones at all. Sarpio Silva, if a YouTuber, let's say from New York, hosts a fragrance release event for a fragrance company, can they still be impartial in a review of the scent? That's a good question. Not sure. They would have to disclose everything that they've done, I guess, and how they've accomplished everything. I think they still could be impartial if they wanted to be. I don't necessarily think that would be a disqualifying thing. Everything got so bright. Sense of me, Sarabia Silva. Beef Curtain 69. If I ever said Guerlain's name in vain, probably so. Cali Reviews, I don't think you could copyright a scent that makes making a shooting war video game and saying no one else can do it is copyrighted. I think you're right. I'm not a copyright lawyer, so definitely need to consult with an actual lawyer about that. Serapio Silva, I don't understand YouTubers who make a video saying they're leaving the fragrance game for good only to come back a month later. I totally agree. I don't even think it's necessary to make a video saying that you're going to leave. Like, who cares? If you leave, just leave. It doesn't even need to be a video about it. I've frequently thought about leaving, and then I'll take a break and then come back. So, and if I ever left, I would never even announce it. It would just be, I just left. So. Lou Poe, would you consider tobacco oud to be challenging? I did whenever I first tried it. I thought it was a little challenging. I'd have to try it again now to make sure. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I've tried that one. I remember not liking it, so so after I reviewed it, I'd never wear it ever again. Serapio Silva, why do frag heads love to put their fragrances inside shoes and wrap wristwatches around them? That's funny. That's funny. Get them Instagram views, yo. Cube KZ, what about Clive X? Let me see what time it is. I think I tried it and thought it was okay. I don't remember. Christy, do you like any natural fragrance houses? I'm allergic to a lot of synthetics. Do others have this problem? Anyone? So there are a couple of fragrance houses that I like. Dawn Spencer Hurwitz, House of Matriarch, also Mandy Atelier perfume. Those three are probably some of the better ones. There's another one that I really like too. Now, I wouldn't say that I love necessarily wearing all the fragrances that they make. Something about natural fragrances that does not translate as well with a good scent. Let me turn this down real quick. Too much. There we go. That's a little better. But I think it's, but those are at least some ones to try. So yeah, not my favorite, but as far as scents themselves, but they're really good natural selections there. And I've never had that problem. I know other people do. So not really sure. The problem is though, even natural scents you can still be allergic to. I mean, you might be allergic to synthetics, so that may be something that you're allergic to, but that doesn't mean that you won't be allergic to naturals. But it's worth a shot anyway. Sambuj Jang Toure, what kind of fragrance is recommended for someone with strong body odor? I mean, I think any fragrance would be good, I guess. I mean, I think the main thing, though, is just sound body hygiene, first of all. I got to turn this up now still. That's better. I think that's the most important thing is just hygiene, and then any fragrance I think would be good, especially if you have a problem even after taking a shower or something, and it's still a problem with body odor. I would just get something just really strong, maybe, you know, and of course deodorant. Serapio Silva, I cannot find Potion or Potion Royal Black from D Squared anymore. Are they discontinued? I don't know. Pedro Ortiz, do I have high hopes for the new Sauvage perfume? Nah, not really. Oh, it's starting to rain. Starting to lightning out here. Thunder. Sharpio Silva, will I ever reconsider my opinion on L'air du Desert Americain? I've tried it over and over again. I just don't like it. I don't think it's that great. I understand, I guess, why people like it, but I can't get behind it. Sharpio Silva asks, whatever happened to Bab's collection? He had cool videos teaching you how to make fragrances. I don't know. He was another polarizing YouTuber. You're welcome, Christy. Hope those help. Wattberger, can you pick up and wave that Daver sign behind you? Yeah. Let me see here. So it's actually just a bunch of little letters here. So they light up. I didn't have them on because they'll run out, but you can just turn them on. Uh-oh. Got some thunder. But so there's how they light up right there. I just turn them on. They just take AAA batteries. I just turn them off. But that's my fake set, so. Tommy Lajoie, what fragrances do you recommend for rainy days? Let's see, one that I really like on rainy days is Bleecker Street by Bond Number 9. Also like Vetiver Fatale by Atelier Cologne. I like Every Storm a Serenade, Storm I guess, by Imaginary Authors. I like Enchanted Forest by Vagabond Prince. There's probably 100 more that I like on rainy days too. Those are just a few. Ken Williams, if your employer says you can no longer wear fragrance, do you quit and look for a new job? No. Just wear a different fragrance that doesn't smell like a cologne. Lupo, has your interest in fragrance influenced your wife in any way? Does she take an interest in herself because of you? Yeah, she likes it. She has a certain taste in fragrances that she likes. Liel Sinai, it's gonna rain. Back to you. Maddie said, hey, how are you doing? Robert Quinlan just stumbled in from the pub. Has this been going on long? Yeah, about 90 minutes. All right, I've got to go, guys. So I've got like 5 minutes left, then I'm gonna have to go. Larvish Grumblebutt, have you ever been confused with Luke Wilson? No, I have not, but my brother has. Well, not been confused, but he's often been said that he looks like him. Hey, Fragrance Journey. Ken Williams, do you miss Katie Puckrick? Who else has a crush on her? She was a great reviewer. I do miss her being in the community. Ken Williams, do you keep your own fragrance boxes or throw them away? I keep mine if I ever want to sell them, so I have them. So I have like a drawer full of old boxes. So yeah, some I don't have the boxes for, just because when I bought them they didn't come with boxes or whatever. But if I do have boxes, I'll keep them. MVP Alexis, Coach Platinum or Armani Code Absolute for fall and winter? Armani Code Absolute. Absolutely. You're welcome, Tommy. See you later, Serapio. See you later, Ken. See you later, Watt. Yep, see you later, everybody. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you again for watching. I will talk to you later, and have a great day.